When you are not getting what you want, this is the quickest and the fastest way to attract what you want and bring miracles into your life. This is Wayne Dyer's 3-step formula to make real magic happen in your life. And I can say it worked for me. Of course, Dr. Wayne Dyer is one of the greatest teachers of manifestation in the 21st century. And I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours over the last handful of years studying his work. And when I wasn't getting what I wanted, I used this simple process. I was so into the law of attraction. I was under the impression that if you just knew what you wanted and you lit some incense and then you thought about it, only good things would happen. So after 2 years of working super hard on making my dreams become a reality, my dreams of becoming a successful published author, I was super confused when I was still struggling financially. And on top of all that, I met a man who promised he was going to help me become a successfully paid college speaker where I could make a good income and I could sell a lot of my books and all the publishers would love it. And instead, he ended up taking off with the last of my savings. Now I was 2 years into this whole manifest your reality stuff, but I was feeling like I was stranded on a desert island. And then I came across a profoundly powerful Wayne Dyer teaching that truly changed my life forever. And that's when the miracles started happening. But in honor of Wayne, instead of me just telling you about it, I thought I would play the exact video clip I'm referring to and share it with you here.
How do you not feel bad when bad things happen?
Well, if feeling bad when bad things happen is going to improve the quality of your life, then I would be here on the show saying, let's teach people to feel bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel bad all day.
Yeah. But that's not why I flew here today. It's like when bad things happen out there, you can either get a lesson from it. There are no accidents to me in a perfect universe. There are only lessons. Everything that happens is a lesson, and you either learn from it or you become a victim of it.
I love that. You either get the lesson or you become a victim. I must have listened to him say that 100 times over and over. Wayne would say, life is happening for you, not to you. And I realized that the universe was actually blessing me with him taking my money, because what I really wanted to do was YouTube. Eventually, because this dude took off with my money, I got inspired to try YouTube, right? Everything that I thought I was supposed to do was swept away from me, and I thought, well, why don't I do what I want to do? I get on YouTube, I start making videos, they eventually go viral, and it turns into this humongous business that changed my life forever. And that's exactly what Wayne is saying. And that sums up big idea number 1, that life is happening for you, not to you. Okay, so now once we realize that life is happening for you and not to you, then you can finally trudge through all the crap that happens and you can transmute it into amazing miracles that literally can change your life. But Wayne says that there's 4 dangerous traps that often block you from attracting all of these great things that you're waiting to come into your life. So let's play this clip of him breaking down these top 4 dangers.
If your thoughts are on what always has been and you despise what always has been, you will continue to attract more of what always has been, even though you despise it. It works that way. There are 4 things that you can't do with your mind if you want to move into this state of intention that I'll be speaking about tomorrow. And these are, you cannot put your thoughts on what's missing, on the circumstances of your life, on what you always have been, or what others want for you. So you have to learn to do a somersault into the inconceivable and only put your thoughts or your attention on what you intend to manifest for yourself.
And that's what big idea number 2 is all about. Put your thoughts only on what you want. Stop thinking about what has been, right? Think about this. Can you imagine if the Wright brothers thought about what had always been? right? They never would have been able to successfully create air travel. That never would have happened if they focused over and over on what has been. Or imagine if Henry Ford just said, well, every single person is using a horse and carriage, so there's literally no way that automobiles will ever work out. This is just the way it always has been. Or imagine if Nikola Tesla thought, you know, there's no such thing as radio. It doesn't exist. There's no sense in trying to discover radio waves and building alternate currents because we don't have them now, and it's just the way it is. The point is that when you're focused on what always has been, if your thinking is getting controlled by the circumstances of your life, then you cannot manifest your truest and biggest desires. And when I realized that, it became obvious to me that my thoughts were getting controlled by what my five senses were telling me. You might know what you want and it hasn't worked yet, right? Like, let's pretend you want to make more money. Let's pretend that you want to attract your soulmate. You know what you want, right? But then when it doesn't happen on the time frame that you want, there's a habitual tendency for your mind to get controlled by the evidence of the senses. And then you're thinking at the level of your environment and you're reaffirming those same creations over and over. And so when I finally realized, okay, I'm not getting what I want, and it's not because this doesn't work, it's because I'm allowing my environment to control my thoughts. So what I did is I started going to every single hypnotist in town, and I was like 21, 22 years old. And I told them all, okay, you're gonna hypnotize me to be a multi-millionaire author. And they were all like, okay, you weirdo. And then I started studying it, and I built my own hypnosises, my own success hypnosis. And I listened to them in the morning and at night, and when I went to sleep, and when I was in the shower, I did the shower, because think about it, your mind shuts off. You have direct access to the subconscious. And that's when my life started to radically change, because I was no longer thinking in reaction to the world. If you want to use my free success hypnosis, it's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com, pinned to the comments and in the description. It's jakeshypnosis.com. The point is that you cannot get what you want if your thoughts are controlled by the world around you. And that summarizes big idea number 2. Focus on what you want, because everything is two things: what you want and the absence of what you want. You can want money, you can want love, but if your thoughts are focused on what you don't want, then what happens is the law of attraction gives you more of what you don't want. And my friend, this leads us into big idea number 3. Stop focusing on what's missing. The more your thoughts are focused on what's missing, the more you attract what's missing. So here's Wayne breaking down how this works.
If you are what you think about, then you have to start getting real careful about what you think about. Now, you have to start this with being cautious about every conversation that you have with your friends, with your relatives, with your mother, with your husband, with your children, that focuses on what's missing in your life. Because if you want to attract something into your life, something good, something grand, something godlike, something prosperous, something of well-being, health, whatever it might be, if you want to attract that into your life, but you're talking about what's missing and thinking about what's missing, and you understand that what you think about is what expands, you will continue to expand more of what's missing, and you'll continue to attract what's missing in your life.
Now, I admit that that's easier said than done, so let me just tell you a personal story of how this happened to me recently. So last year, I had probably the worst year I ever had on my YouTube channel in 5 years. I was getting about 200,000 views per month, which isn't bad at all, but I was getting almost 2 million. So I was down quite a lot. I was getting about 1,000 subscribers per month, down from about 20,000 subscribers per month. And it was happening month after month after month. And eventually, I was reminded of Wayne's teachings, and I realized I was focused on what was missing. I was thinking over and over about how I was missing the success I wanted. And I noticed it wasn't there, right? Because that's what my senses tell me. I was being controlled by what wasn't working. So what I did, and what I invite you to do, is a 30-day challenge. So what I did is I listened to my success hypnosis twice a day. And while I listened to it, I focused exclusively on what I wanted. I went to Google Images and I printed out the images of what I wanted. Viral YouTube videos, whatever else. You can print out pictures of your soulmate, your dream house, selling new real estate, selling new cars, getting new clients, your health, whatever it is. And while you listen to the success hypnosis, you get it down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. While you listen to it, put the exact images of what it is that you want. And the second part is take 100% responsibility. Before, when I wasn't getting the results I wanted on that YouTube, I would go, well, the algorithm doesn't like me anymore, or whatever it was. And it's super easy to find a justification in the outside world why you don't have what you want. And a lot of times it's reasonable, and maybe it's a half truth. But if you give your creative power to something outside of yourself, you can no longer change it. So I finally said, okay, I'm the one that's getting these results I don't want. It's me. It's not the YouTube algorithm. It's not any of that. And I got exclusively focused on what it is that I wanted. And a crazy thing started happening. My channel started going to go viral. I started to have pretty much every single video getting at least 100,000 views, regularly getting a new video that got millions of views. And I'll put right now up some screenshots so you can see 1.8, 2 million views, all of these huge changes. And in 6 months, I got more subscribers than the previous 2 years combined. So my friend, what I want to say is you're closer than you think. You live in a world of free will. And when you live in a world of free will, when you are giving up your power or you are focused on what you don't want, it's not because it's not possible to get what you want. It's not because the universe isn't friendly. It's not because the law of attraction doesn't work. It's not because God doesn't love you. It's not because something bad happened to you when you're 7 and that's going to control your destiny. The point of the quote unquote bad thing happening is literally for you to learn more. Think about it. I'm here making all these videos, and then there I was after a few years in a position I didn't want to be. I was not getting what I wanted. And I could have said, well, the algorithm doesn't like me anymore. Or I could have realized that it was the universe or my higher self giving me this opportunity for me to reclaim my power, get better results, have more miracles, get more of what I want, and learn more spiritually. So whatever's happening, Henry David Thoreau has a quote, and he says that the point of a goal isn't what you get, it's who you become in a process. And your dream is asking you, who are you willing to become? So you not getting what you want is really the universe rewarding you because it's trying to show you something. Maybe it's that you're supposed to have a different romantic partner. Maybe it's that you're realizing this, so you go to a new job and your income doubles. Or maybe it's that you're realizing that your thoughts have been blocking you from getting what you want. And so I invite you to do a 30-day experiment where you exclusively put this Wayne Dyer system to the test in your own life. Set a clear intention, whether it's for a specific amount of money, your soulmate, your health, some good news, a new friend. Make a specific intention for 30 days and watch what amazing things happen in your life. And lastly, I want to thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe, bell notification, and give me a comment down below if you're a new or returner that says I love this video if you enjoyed it. Be sure to get my free success hypnosis right there down below, jakeshypnosis.com. I'm going to go ahead and link one of my favorite videos right here for you to watch now.